Right, we are back filming again, and I am now filming from the farm. So that's why I haven't done many videos recently, because I've been looking after my brother's cats, and he lives in the middle of nowhere, as you can probably see from the background, which is, you know, some sort of mobile home I'm living in at the moment. I'm trying to film with a dongle, so we will see how it goes. And one of my favourite openings here, the Dragon, against Mr. Wolverine, who I've played a couple of times before. And he's played a very interesting idea, G4. So let's see how this idea goes. I mean, normally in the Dragon, you want to try to get your normal setup and push with the move D5 at some moment. So maybe I can go D5 now. Should I castle first? Let's try D5 now, because this is the most, should I say, ambitious move. Try to strike in the centre. It makes a lot of sense if your opponent's striking on the wing, then you strike in the centre. So this does make sense what I'm playing. And now he has this rather scary looking pawn majority coming at me, but I'm not scared of these things. So what do we do here though? Okay, well I can go like E6 and C5. Looks quite tempting. And also that does give me an option of a check on H4. So I quite like the look at this. I mean, the problem is when you push your pawns like white has here, he's also going to weaken his own king. Where does he put his king now? If he goes king side, it's a little bit weak. I mean, he'd love to break through with a move F5 at some point, but it seems like his centre's not quite well stabilised enough to do that. So anyway, in the last week I've been playing a bit of ICC. My rating got up to about 25-20, but then went down to about 2200. So it's basically been all over the shop, a bit like my play. I tried playing a qualifying chess tournament last night, but I was far too drunk, and I basically lost most of my games. So I'm trying to sober up a little bit today, and I'll try this tournament again later on. So okay, what are we doing here? So well, my position looks fine. I've got D4 coming in against the Wolverine. Hopefully not related to the Wolverine who's been in the news recently. Okay, I think I can castle here, and I want to play a typical French defense move, F6. So we can now see that my position kind of come into life a little bit. He has to go knight E2 here, when I got the opportunity to take the rook on A1, but something seems a little bit suspicious about that move. So what else can I do here? Well, I'd like to go E5, but he takes on D5 for check, so I just do the slinky king to H8, and now I'm very tempted to play E5. I mean, he still takes this pawn, and then it gets quite complex. Can I get away with that move? Do I need to rush? Maybe I can prepare this move first for something like rook to D8 or D5. Again, I have to be a bit careful about my time situation. Actually, I like D4 because his bishop on F3 is doing a good job of defending the king. And if I can combine this with E5, which is very nicely stopped, and again, time to move a bit quicker now. So let's try to get my knight around into E3. I see a square, so I'm just trying to maneuver my piece around into it, and my opponent's doing a similar job of coming into this square. So I'm not playing this very well at the moment. Okay, let's go in, see what happens. And he's very quick, this guy. Okay, well I could go C4. Do I want to play this move? I don't know. Not sure. And I'm playing far too slowly. I'm still waking up at the moment. That's my excuse. Got to get my excuses in early. Okay, well, I think I don't really want to put my rook on C8 because it seems quite nice here. But I will do. I'm trying to go C4 and get some pressure on the C2 pawn. So that's my new idea. At least my knight is nicely placed here. I've got to always keep an eye out for this F5 move. Okay, well let's now play it quickly. And take with a rook if I can, and try to get into C2. My opponent has stopped that idea by plonking his knight into my position. Okay, that's a good move he's just played. basically, I think my opponent's outplaying me at the moment, which is a little bit concerning. And I'm down on time, so things are grim. Things are grim. Okay, so time to go in L hustle mode and start moving quickly. Oh, okay, so if I go rook c2, well, let's put my queen in a nice central square. It's like a good square for the queen. And maybe I can even consider g5 next. That could be a nice move to play. Of course, my time situation is one of the things I'm most concerned about here. My opponent may be tempted to take on e3. I mean, in actual fact, last move I should have just gone bishop takes e5. My opponent's knight on e5 is clearly better than my bishop on g7. So if you can exchange one of your worst placed pieces off for your opponent's best placed pieces, that's got to be the way to go. Okay, let's get the rook to a better square. And I will now... I could have gone queen f3 there as well. That would have been interesting, but this also looks okay. Rook c3, another interesting move. So my opponent thinks he's forced to sack the exchange. And he should probably go e6 now with a messy position. If I can pick this e6 pawn up, though, I'm going to be very confident here. But I do lose my d5 pawn, so we're going to get some kind of pure ending very soon. But okay, of course, I'm worried about his e6 pawn, so I want to eliminate this one off the board. And rook to the 7th. Nimzovich would be proud. Probably wouldn't be that proud of this game, to be honest. Not a brilliant game, but it looks... Oh my god. That's what you call a patzer move. Oh dear, oh dear. That was just embarrassing, that one. Oh god. Right, well, clearly I should have won this game, but with that patzer move I just played, I mean, okay, this will, with correct play, be a draw now. I can try a little bit hustling here because I'm going to win this pawn, but I'll probably lose on time now. Oh dear! Anyone who says that grandmasters don't blunder, well, you clearly don't know anything about my games. So okay, well, this is. I mean, my opponent now is probably going to demonstrate what's called the third rank defense, if he even needs to do that. And he doesn't really even need to do that. There's probably no point playing on here. It's a very simple draw. These king and pawn ending or rook and pawn endings are very, very drawn when the opposing king is in front of your passed pawn, and that is the case here. So let's just get into a draw position. Oh, come on! He's not going to try to beat me on time, is he? Oh, I hate morons like this. Oh, come on, man, come on. Okay. I mean, okay, this is like, thank you. I've had enough of that. Okay, good. Well, I apologise for calling the Wolverine a moron there. Maybe that was a little bit harsh. So I'm now going to see if I can somehow look at this game. I've seen other people do this online. I've no idea how to get the computer up while I look at it. Maybe I should have prepared that before recording. Would have been the sensible choice. But we can do it basically by eye. So we had this dragon opening where my opponent played this interesting g4 move. A basic rule, if your opponent strikes on the wing, you should counter by striking in the centre of the board. So indeed here d5 made a lot of sense, you know, facing a wing move with a central push. And my position, I think, became very nice now. It looks like his pawns are quite scary here after f4, but in actual fact these pawns could be a bit more of a weakness than a strength. And I think everything went okay for the next couple of moves. Rook b8, sensible move. c5, using my pawns, threatening d4. Bishop f2, bishop b7, bishop f3. Might as well get your king castled. And now a very typical move which you often see in the French defence. Often in the French defence your opponent will have a pawn on e5, and you break that up by the move f6. And I'm wondering if I should have taken with the queen or the bishop here. Well, bishop makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? But queen gets another piece into the game, connects my rooks, knight e2. And I reckon around here I started to drift. I mean, king h8 was a wasted move. I mean, never waste moves unless unless there's no other option. I think a move like d4 here straight away. Whoa, what happened there? d4 would have been much more sensible around this square. Okay, but then later on, this was, I guess, an okay manoeuvre on my part. When you're playing chess, you've got to try to look for outposts for your pieces, and if you have time, manoeuvre your worse position pieces into better squares. And here, my knight on d7, I keep doing that, I'm a moron, excuse me. My knight on d7, if we just go back to the position, was a very bad piece. So by manoeuvring this one around, I get it into a very juicy square, e3, a very nice square. And again, I should be better here. Everything was going quite swimmingly, I would say. I mean, I probably should have taken this knight on e5 off quicker. It's just my knight on e3 is such a powerhouse of a piece. It's a lovely little knight, that one. But again, let's have a look at this blunder I made. So first game of the day, my excuse, only had 1 cup of coffee so far. Clearly need more cups of coffee and maybe some nicotine, I'm afraid. Not good, kids, but you know, I might need one soon. And now after a4, rook b2. What an idiotic move. I mean, if I just play, you know, king g7, maybe just, you know, I just want to try to get both my rooks on the 7th rank. It should be a very easily won position. Even rook to e3 here. You know, if I move this rook on the 7th rank down to e3, that's the simplest way to win, isn't it? Very easy. I'm attacking his bishop. I'll win the b3 pawn next, and then he's going to have some serious problems with his back ranker. Okay, well, sorry about delaying videos. Obviously, it's quite hard to film here because I'm actually using a MiFi thing, so I've no idea how much internet connection I'm going to soak up here. I will be back at my normal house soon, trying to film more videos. Hopefully a better standard than that, because that was pretty shocking, that one. But hey-ho, we can only try, can't we? So please leave your comments. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll come back with some more action soon. And I will, in future, try to work out how I can examine the game afterwards. I'm sure I'm a bit like computer phobia, so I will try a little bit harder to work out what on earth is going on. I'll get there eventually, guys. Give me a chance. I'm only just started doing this, so hopefully eventually I will be as smooth as silk. Let's hope so. Anyway, tune into more videos soon. Cheers for now.